All right, everybody. Let me just say before I start this video as a disclaimer, everything that I'm going to tell you in this video, it pertains to myself. I'm not talking about anybody else but myself. Now, if you want to reflect that back onto yourself, you have every right to do that for yourself. But I know that I'm powerless over making other people make a decision for themselves or want the best for themselves or to do anything for themselves. I can't make people do anything for themselves. Only I can do what I can do for myself. But here is what I want to talk about, and this is long overdue. It's just the right time for me to talk about it is all. When you get to this point where you are so sick and tired of being sick and tired of the way that you were living life. See, I say were because I'm talking about like a month and a half ago. I got myself into this very bad, awful, weird, awkward, not weird. I don't like using the word. The word weird is fine with me, but very awkward, bad situation. And I got myself into that mostly. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a little bit of the mental things that go on with me that may be going on. But like I said, I am not playing this victim anymore for myself. When you are at the bottom so many times and you have been in hellish situations, many of them, not just one, you have no other choice. I have no other choice. It's not even that I'm trying to. It's not even that I'm forcing this. This is the brutal, honest truth. I had to make a difference. And I am making a difference for myself. I'm doing it for myself now. And I got into this habit, I think, of speaking about things. Yes, a lot of the things that some people say are the brutal, honest, cold, hard truth of reality and how reality is. But yet, reality is not all bad. Reality is not all suffering. Reality is not all negative stuff. Reality is not just all of this bad stuff that we talk about and that we speak about every day. And I know for me, I kept getting myself stuck in these places. And I had no other choice but to do something different and go outside of myself, because I have been digging deep into myself for the last couple years. I have been facing my own demons. I have been taking a harsh, cold, brutal, honest look at myself. Every video I did, it was basically for myself, even though I was saying words like you and them and they. Yes, each one of us are our own problem, and only we can make the decision or the choice to make the best out of our lives or to keep staying in certain spots and situations and staying stuck. And I think a lot of us are getting stuck. And I know for me, it was the end of the road. I was falling off the cliff, and I actually hit the bottom of the cliff. I hit rock bottom again. I splattered on the cement. I reached ground zero, like the World Trade Center falling and collapsing. I reached ground zero. And when you're in that situation, when you're in that predicament, like them guys were that were trapped, you have no other choice but to do something or you're going to die. You know, you're trapped under the rubble and there's a fire going off next to you. There's water pipes blowing up. There's electricity flying around, loose wires and shit. That's how it felt for me. And I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's like enough is enough is enough is enough for myself. I'm not saying that I'm more than or I'm less than anybody, but I have got to expel this toxicity from my life. I have got to be around. If I will ever associate with anybody in the future, but I'm not looking to make friends. I don't need friends. You see, I am my best friend. Now, I know a lot of people, they think a whole bunch of different things when you say the things you say, but I am my only friend. When I look in the mirror, I am my friend. There's this saying, you want a friend? Look in the mirror. I don't know who says it, but that's what I'm on. It's not me being cocky or anything, but besides me not looking for a friend, I'm just saying the people that I want, me doing these videos on YouTube and me putting and giving myself and doing these videos, this is how I want to reach others. This is how I want to express myself, is through YouTube, is through these videos, is through speaking what I have to speak and then putting that out there. I don't want to develop relationships and all this other stuff and be friends with people. I think it's a waste of time, because why would I want to? See, here's where a lot of people, I think, are like, okay, I'm done listening to the video. I had enough. Because I know a lot of us, we don't want to change our circumstances. We don't want to make the best out of our lives while we can. We want to stay in the old snake skin that we've been in most of our lives. We don't want to shed the snake skin every day. And when you're so sick and tired, when you had enough, you're like, okay, that part of me is dead. Now a new me. The snake skin is gone. It's shed. Okay, tomorrow, another day, the snake skin is shed. It's gone. Okay, another day, the snake skin is shed and gone. It has nothing to do with me being better than. It has nothing to do with me being more than someone, or being cocky or being arrogant and saying, I got this, because I don't got shit. I am powerless over everything in this world. But the one thing that I do have control over is my own actions. I have a responsibility unto myself to do the best for myself. And see, most people, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that because they want their lives to be miserable. They want to stay in the situation they're in. They want to keep blaming everyone else. They want to keep talking about negative stuff. They want to keep just replaying that over and over and over. And you become addicted to that. I know how it is to be addicted to everything. Everything. And I can't hide from me. It ain't that I'm saying that you're hiding from me. I can't hide from me. I can't hide from myself anymore. It has nothing to do with other people. It has to do with me. I can't hide from me anymore. It's like, that's why I'm exposing myself and I'm exploiting myself. Because there's something in that. There's some kind of benefit in doing that. And that's what I did. I exposed and I said, look, I need help. And I can't do this anymore. And I exposed myself. And I put myself out there on Front Street, and what it did, it backfired in a way that I needed it to backfire. It backfired on myself in a way that I needed for myself. You see? And there is something in that. We see these words exposure and exploit as bad words. They're not bad. It is looking within yourself. It is exercising your metaphorical demons unto yourself. And then you're showing that to others while you're doing it for yourself. You see? And I'm not saying that I'm not going to have days where they're kind of gloomy and I'm kind of like not in the mood and I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. I'm not getting anywhere here. I'm going to have more days like that. Them days I'm not going to fool myself. I'm not in denial. I know them things will happen, but I am not staying stuck. You see, I'll give you an example here. Like the pill analogies that we use, like the black pill. I see the black pill ideology and doctrine as a death sentence before death. Like people are getting stuck on that and they're staying in that stuck place. And then look what happens with people that are on that. They commit suicide. They have severe depression. They have all this anxiety. They hate everything. Like for me, that is so bad for me. It is so unhealthy for me to be like that. And I refuse to be like that anymore. It's like the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. And I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Now take me to the place I love. And take me all the way. You know what I mean? Now I know that wasn't the best example in the world. I haven't been training my voice like my voice used to be trained. That's horrible, matter of fact. But I don't ever want to feel the way that I felt that day. And I'm talking past tense. The past is dead. The snake's skin is shed forever. And then I'm a new guy every day. The snake skin is shed. I'm a new me. Now, when I say a new me, I'm not saying that I am some better, more than you person when I say a new me. All that I'm saying, a new me as I'm not thinking the old way. I'm not going by old habits. I'm not going by what everyone else is stuck on anymore. I am not telling myself that everything is bad, everything is negative. No, I see both sides of this thing. Like I said, I'm not in denial here. I see both sides of everything. I'm on the fence with everything in life, looking down at everything. But I just refuse to be in that place anymore. It's not healthy for me. It's just not healthy, and I will not live my life like that. And I kind of lost train of thought from where I wanted to head off with this. But like I said, a lot of people, until they are in the worst situations in life, that is what will kind of force you and will be like this gravity automatically pushing you to change and make a difference for yourself. I don't like the word change either, because I don't think that people altogether change. I just think that you come to these realizations and you come to these points in your life and you reach the bottom of the barrel and you realize, look, I am so at the bottom of the barrel. I am so in the valley of the shadow of death. I am so in all these metaphorical bad places. I've exercised my demons over and over and over again. I can't stay in this hell anymore. I cannot and I will not stay in this hell anymore. Now, see, people think I might be yelling at them. No, I'm saying out loud, I will not stay in that place anymore. I'm saying that to myself, you see? I'm not even saying it to people out there because this is something that people have got to be at the end of their road to say to theirself. And most people have not reached the end of the road or the cliff or fell off the cliff and smashed their brains and splattered themselves all at the bottom of the cliff like I have many times. And it's just enough is enough. Get off of my back, thing. You have no dominion over me. See, I'm saying that to my own demons, and I know I'm being loud, but it just doesn't resonate with people until you get bold. Until you get bold with yourself and you face yourself and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, enough is enough, Nate. Enough is enough. You can't go any further like this, brother. You can't go any further like this, sister. You can't go any further like this, mother, father, whoever you are. And this is you saying this to yourself. This is not me saying this to you. And I'm not ashamed. I am not ashamed to say this because I'm not ashamed of me. I have been looking at my own demons long enough. I have been observing. I have been exposing and exploiting myself. And this is not a bad thing. This is the best thing that I could have done. I have been in the valley of the shadow of death, people, metaphorically. I have been there. I have been in hell. I have been in hellish situations. That's why I can talk about this. And I know I am powerless over this situation. I am not looking for power. I am not looking to control anyone or tell anyone to do anything. I'm just saying for myself, I'm reflecting all of this back on to me, and I'm exercising my own demons, my own metaphorical demons. I'm taking a look at my own life, and it is something I had to go through this phase. I had to do this to myself. I had to kind of torture myself. I had to kind of put myself in this deep, dark, lonely, agitated, fiery, filled with bitterness and all these other things. I had to put myself there because I had to face myself once and for all. And once I faced myself, now I realize, Nate, you've done what you can do. You faced what you faced. You exposed everything you could. You did what you can do. Now it's time to move on. It's the next chapter. Every day is a new verse. It's a chapter, but it's a new verse. And then a couple weeks, it's another chapter with a newer verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then another chapter. 1 through 14. Let's do 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 1 through 14, chapter 24, 1 through 14, chapter 25, 1 through 14, chapter 26. I am on about chapter 7,000 something. I don't even know the chapter. I mean, it's a lot of chapters, a lot of verses in my life. And I've just did everything. I don't have any more questions. I'm at the end of questioning. I've already did the spiritual thing. I've already did the religious thing. I've already looked into every doctrine. I've already went by. I've already practiced. I've already exercised. I've already looked into. I've already made myself vulnerable to every single doctrine, every single ideology that I can really think of. There's nothing, I don't have any more questions about this. And if you still have questions, that means that there is more for you to know out there. For any people that have questions, that means that you don't know something and you haven't figured it out for yourself yet. But don't expect an answer. Don't expect what you think you're going to expect out of it, because it is not going to happen how you think it's supposed to happen. And this is why I say I'm powerless over the situation, because I know that it's not going to happen the way that I want it to happen. Expect the worst, but assume the best. You see, I'm always expecting the worst. I'm always expecting for a hurricane to come and blow over and knock down a tree, just like it did outside of my house here. It split a tree in half because the wind was blowing so hard. Expect the hurricane to slice the tree in half and blow the tree over, but assume that it's going to be a clear blue sky, sunny day for yourself. And most of us don't know how to do that. We don't know how to see both sides of this and observe both sides and take both sides for what it is. And I'm accepting that now. I'm letting that resonate with me. I don't have to live up to that name. I automatically resonate because it's something in me. I don't have to try to be someone. I don't have to try to make a video. This is just natural. It's just flowing out of me. I'm not bragging when I say this. I'm no better or worse. It has nothing to do with pride. This is just who I am as a person. And this is what I have realized. And this is what I am willfully giving to other people. It might not seem like a lot, but if you have a discernment, and if y'all don't know what discernment is, that is something that I've been focusing on myself for a long time, is discerning things. Discernment is probably one of the most important words that not a lot of people probably even know what it means. You know, it means something like to know the difference from, to know the similarities of things, to know the contradictions, to know that just because this guy is evil, he had a good side and an evil side. Just because this person is labeled as being a saint, they have a good side and a metaphorical bad side. They're not one, they're not all of one thing. They're everything. But we just look at the bad side, or we look at the good side in people, but we don't see both things. And this is the conclusion I have come to. And let me tell you, just because I am not putting out more stuff, more art, more music, more videos, I am learning things in my own time. And when I do these videos, I have been looking into things. I have been studying. I have been observing. I have been listening. I have been comparing in a way not judgmental. I just been looking at the situation for how it really is. And this is what I do day and night. I meditate and resonate on these things day and night. I think about life and death. I think about the good and the bad. I think about the blue sky and the cloudy sky. I think about the animals that die for us to eat. You know, when we eat animal meat, like if I eat chicken or something, I'm thinking of and I am thanking that chicken that was sacrificed for me to eat it. Now, how many of us do that? Remind ourselves to be thankful for things like that. Even though it sucks that the chicken had to be slain and slaughtered and all that stuff, it's still, it's just it's having appreciation for life. It's having appreciation for something else besides yourself. And saying, look, I don't know. I'm never going to see this chicken. I'm never going to talk with this chicken, but thank you, chicken, that you died so that I could eat you. And I'm sorry that you had to be killed. And I know this sounds kind of nutty, but it's just, I can't explain appreciation and thankfulness to people. It's something that I didn't get myself for the longest time, but this has helped me get through some really bad times, is being thankful and appreciating the small things in life. And a lot of us, we're just saying, fuck the small things. I don't give a shit about anything. Screw everyone. Screw everything. And do you see how stale? Do you see how just overall bad that aura that you're giving off is when you say things like that? You know what I'm saying? Do you realize how bad? Do we realize how bad that is? I want to stop saying you. I want to say me or we, because I'm speaking to me and mankind as a whole. I'm not even speaking to you. I'm speaking to myself. And I'm speaking to whoever wants to apply this to their own life in their own kind of way. So I could go on and on and on here. I could talk about this for probably an hour, but I know people probably really don't get to the end of the videos anyway, and I don't want to waste my time, because all that I have is time. That's all that I have in my life, is some time to do these things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all. It is what it is. What could I say? Me realizing that I'm powerless over the situation, I don't really know what I could say to anyone to make anybody understand something that they may not understand. It's like, sometimes you just gotta go through your own experiences. You have to trip and fall yourself and scrape your knee or break your kneecap. Sometimes you gotta get a bloody nose to realize things. Sometimes you gotta get your head hit really hard to understand things, like I did. You know, if I didn't have my concussion or my brain injury, I probably wouldn't be the person I am, because that completely kind of changed my personality as a person. Now, I'm not going to get into all that. That's not what I'm talking about in this video, but through the bad things, it made me what I am. Through the suffering, even though I don't want too much suffering, too much overbearing suffering, the suffering is what makes me who I am. It is what shaped and molded me into the person I am today. But see, with this, and that's what I'm going to end with, I am not for too much suffering. And I'm not for any suffering at all, because we need a tiny bit of it. Because if we didn't have it, people would just put their hand on a hot stove. They would completely burn their hand to oblivion. People would be doing all kinds of reckless stuff if there wasn't suffering and pain. Now, do I want there to be people with cancer and all this type of stuff? No, I don't want that. I don't want pain that is unmanageable. But suffering that is manageable, it exercises your own demons. And you have to understand, we are all metaphorical angels and demons. Every one of us is both an angel and a demon, metaphorically, in a metaphorical sense. And your demons teach you something. There's no better teacher than your demons. This is a saying I came up with. There's no better teacher, and I have a song with this. There's no better teacher than your demons. Angels, metaphorical angels, are people that heal when the time is right. People that speak a message that someone needs to hear when they need to hear it in due time. And I know that there will be a time for this message for somebody. And that gives me some type of, for me to know that I will be providing a need for someone else. I'll let it be what it is. I'm not even going to give an answer to it because you can't give an answer to it. It's in due time. In due time. Thanks, y'all. Any support, any donations are highly appreciated. This is me giving my life to y'all, to everybody out there. So if anyone has anything that they can possibly give, you know when it's right or wrong, or when it's the time to do whatever it is that you need to do if you are led to do it. See, you can't force anybody to give you anything or do anything or support you. You can't force people to do that. It has got to be a choice. People have got to be led to give. And see, I am led to do this. I am led to give you this. I am led to give you myself. I am led to expose and exploit myself. I am led to give all of what I am, because Nathan means he has given, to give. And that is what my passion is. I'm not in denial of anything. I'm just saying my passion is to give, and to give to myself too. You see, this is all me reflecting on myself. And when someone else observes it, that's all they're doing, is reflecting it back onto themselves. We're all a reflection. If you're looking for a friend, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's right there, y'all. It's right there with you. It's right there with you. And another thing, inspiration over motivation. Now, I know people, I even like some of the videos that say motivation in them, but motivation forces. Inspiration moves automatically. It doesn't have to do anything. It just moves people automatically. And that's why it's inspiration over motivation all the time for me. So with that, y'all, thanks. Do what you have to do for yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Only you can make the best out of your life if that's what you know you're going to do. Don't want to do it, say I will do it. See, when people say I want to quit smoking, they're not going to quit smoking. You have to say I will stop smoking because my health's more important. It just has to be a thing. It comes down to us as individuals to make these moves in our life. Plain and simple. That's all there is to it. That's the brutal, honest truth of what I'm talking about. All right?